The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Hey, how you doing? Raw Form Radio? Here and wherever the fuck we are, I don't even care what part of the valley it is. I'm just gonna say we're here from now on.
Doesn't matter where
In
we
the
are.
studio.
Yeah.
How you doing, Dan?
Good. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Todd.
Wonderful show.
That was great.
I feel we really hit
We said it all.
It
we
really
hit the
flew
points
by.
we wanted to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
flew
part
by.
where you said that thing was so good.
Well, welcome to the program, Rare Form Radio. Dan, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. I survived Mexico.
I know, and I heard that there was a little incident.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to get into that right off the bat, or you want to ease into it?
Let's check in on everybody, and
All
then we'll circle back.
Frank, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
So Dan, what happened? How you doing, Frank? I know that Frank just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, man.
How
Yeah.
old are you now, Frank? Or do you not want the fans to know?
Whatever. I'm
Listeners?
at this point. I'm just over. I'm 39.
Oh, 39. What I wouldn't give to be
Really?
39 again.
So you just turned 50, and this is our 50th show.
Wow.
is it?
Yeah.
And I want to say happy birthday to both of you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself, I think.
I don't think that's the wrong thing to do.
No, I don't think so either.
It's
I've had a full life. I really have.
You've done it all.
Done it all.
Did you guys do? By the way, how frank is it? By the way, that last week we were talking about your birthday coming up, and his birthday is like 2 days after yours.
I knew
and
that.
He didn't mention
Yeah.
it,
No, but I knew that just because we've shared that.
Yeah.
but it's still
commonality
amazing
before.
that we're talking about birthdays and you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
guess
he
it's
feels
just
the
why
same
not.
way I do.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
All it is a reminder that I'm a year closer to death.
Pretty much.
Age is just a number, and tomorrow is really just the future's yesterday.
God.
If you really break it down.
Age is just a number that as it gets higher, the more likely you are to die. That's how I look at it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
So-
true. Did you guys do anything for your birthdays?
Went out with the family for dinner. That was it. I didn't want to make a fucking big deal about it.
Do your kids are they old, are they too old to like make you stuff?
Oh no, my daughter made me a nice collage of pictures and put real time and effort into it, picked them and painted the background and all that, and it was very special.
Does it
in
touch
that
you
way.
like when you?
Oh yeah.
It does.
And my son bought me a fucking guitar with his own money,
Nice.
a nice one, on his own. Like, and
What?
I got mad at first. Like, what are you fucking crazy? Don't spend your
Right.
money, this and that. And my wife was like, I tried to talk him out of it, but like, he was like, when we were in the store, he kept saying he liked that one. And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to make it like, yeah, dude, I like a lot of things, like a Ferrari
Right.
too, you know, but, and he came down with it, and like, I got all choked up because I couldn't believe that he wanted to do that. I also suspect he wanted it for himself, and
He can
giving
play
it
it
to
anytime
me,
he wants.
Like, yeah.
Like when
But he-
Homer gave Marge a bowling ball with
that
his
is-
name on it.
Yeah. That's the episode with those are not the words for bowling, they are for love making. Yeah. That was when I used to watch that show. I haven't watched that show in 20 years.
It's still
Yeah.
great. I haven't watched it either, but it's still great.
But yeah, so I was floored, and he got me an SG, a Gibson.
Those
Oh,
are my
nice.
favorites.
Yeah.
What color?
Black.
Fuck
Nice.
Yeah. And it's fucking nice and sweet, and I've been playing it, and he and I have been jamming. It's like a way for us to bond, but like, I was really touched, but I was put off too at the same. It was bittersweet because I'm like, I don't want this fucking kid spending his money on. He doesn't spend a
Listen,
dime on anything. That's why he has the money.
This
My daughter,
motherfucker has gotten
she
2
buy-
guitars in the last 2
I
months.
know
and
that's
like,
the thing, like, you know. So anyway, so yeah,
That's
it was
very thoughtful.
It was very thoughtful and very sweet, and it brought tears to my eyes, literally. And the kids have not seen me ever cry.
now they know you're
Wow.
weak, which is
Yeah,
like
and I'm like, dude, you found the Achilles heel. Fuck you, dude.
the key is expensive gifts.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking, I'm like, wait until you buy me a Rolex. I'll
Yeah.
be balling,
Sucking your
sucking your
dick.
cock. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Oh man, that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it was good in that sense, the birthday, but it was low key and come and go, please.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Frank?
No, well, luckily I just took the day off from work and I just spent it with Genevieve. Had some lunch, hung out. Yeah, nothing major.
I just feel like birthdays are for children.
Yeah,
They
That's
are.
when it's
After a
special.
while.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once you hit like 16, you should not have a birthday party. You know what I mean?
Well,
serious.
There's like milestone birthdays when you're young. 10, 16, 18, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
enough.
And I
30 maybe.
I never gave a shit about my age ever. Honestly, never cared. If anything, I always wish I was older. Like I'm not. But I never cared. When I hit 30, I was like, oh, my fucking 20s are gone. I was never like that. I was never like that. When I hit 40, I welcomed it. Great. I'm stoked to be in my 40s. This one, you can't help but reflect and be like, there is way more behind me than there is in front of me, for sure, at this point. There's no way a guy like me is living to 100, so I'm way past the halfway
best
point.
case scenario, you're halfway there.
But
At the absolute miraculous best case
that
scenario.
is the impossible case scenario, I feel. But
right now, what age do you think you're going to die, for real? If you had to,
I would
what do you
hope to
think?
make it to my 70s, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be 51.
Oh man.
I'm also a guy who, because of the life that I have lived, I was amazed that I made it to my 30s, honestly.
So every day is a gift.
Honestly,
and I'm not trying to be
right.
like,
No,
but true.
it's true, but I don't see it that way. I don't revel in that in the moments where life sucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Every day's still a gift, man. I could be dead from drugs. No, I don't ever think like that.
Right.
I think, why does my life suck?
Have you, like, since you've been 50, have you, like, looked at yourself in the mirror and talked to yourself and, like, been like...
I woke up that morning and it was like the cinematic, splash some water on my face. My hair is gray. I got a little crow's feet. Like, really looking at
Oh,
myself.
man.
I'm like, dude, it's over.
The wreckage of my
Oh,
past
boy.
keeps haunting me.
I'm like, it's done. There's just no fun left.
Remember Johnny Cash in the Hurt video?
Oh,
where his
yeah.
like hands are shaking and he's pouring stuff?
That's how I was that morning. I hurt myself today.
Fucking arthritic knuckles.
Oh my god.
Where I shall He sounds like he's dying when he's
Yep.
singing it.
I think he died towards the end of that song.
I think so.
He died not soon after that video
that's
came
the
out.
last thing he did.
Yeah.
As he coughed out the last word,
Yeah.
keeled over.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Todd.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I was in Mexico, and this is the first time I've flown since this coronavirus has been like all the rage. And you came in here, and you usually like wipe down the microphone with a disinfectant
Right, but I've been doing that
cloth
for years.
For
yeah.
years. And have you guys flown at all since the corona's been a thing?
I did. I
Yeah.
flew twice since it's been a thing, but it was to fucking Vegas, half hour, Burbank, in and out. So, but I haven't gone on a real flight.
It's
You know what I mean?
amazing to see, like, this is a fully packed huge plane.
International, too, yeah.
And more than half the people had those Clorox wipes, and everyone's wiping down the full seat, the screen, the
Go on
desks.
Amazon, go on your
You
phone
can't
and
find
just say, bacterial wipe or bacterial hand gel or sanitizer or whatever. Nothing. Currently not available.
You see it at Amazon. So there were people doing price gouging on Amazon for the masks.
$599 for like a fucking paper mask.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Amazon kicked all those people off of Amazon.
Right. Well,
For trying to take
yeah.
advantage of people.
Yeah,
But-
Amazon doesn't like the competition.
No. But are you guys
Do you
at
ever?
all?
Oh,
what?
sorry. No, I
Are
didn't
you
mean to interrupt.
at all concerned about it?
I am, because I have children, and they're in school, and like those kids don't wash their hands in fucking 20 seconds, and when don't touch their face, not touch their face, and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of people sick lately at my kids' school. My kids included have gone in and out of low grade stuff, but like little fevers and this and that. So yeah, you get nervous, and I am being extra careful. Like the fucking gym is just a hotbed for fucking germs, so I wipe everything down, and like I'm not using everything that I used to use. You know what I mean? I don't breathe when I go in there. I walk in, I hold my breath for an hour, and then I leave.
Exhausted.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not usually nervous about these things, but this one's kind of getting me a little spooked.
Yeah.
Because it's at LAX now.
Yeah.
The health screener at LAX came down with it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The day we got back from Mexico.
Which means he got it from someone coming in. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to spread. It's going to get. Was it going to kill everybody that gets it? No, not necessarily. If you're young, if you're old, or if you're sickly to begin with, the death rate is higher, obviously. But, it's not, there's no cure for it, but it's not something that you can't fight off either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a virus.
Luckily, we're in the age range where we're kind of best case scenario.
Right.
Well, not you as much because you're in your 50s.
Yeah, not me. I'm elderly.
Oh my God.
Smoke too much, that kind of shit. So,
we're not going to get political, but did you see Trump spoke today? He called into Fox News, and did you guys hear his advice?
No.
He said, and these are his words: "If you get corona, just go to work. It'll work itself out of your system. There's nothing to worry about. You don't have to do anything."
Well, yeah, beer stays in your system for like an hour, too.
I don't understand.
I think he confused it for the beer, not the virus. They're like, no, it's the beer.
Yeah, no. I wish he was talking about the beer. His advice to the world
just
was
drive.
If you get the
and
virus, just go to work. You don't have to do anything. You'll be fine. It'll work itself out.
Unbelievable.
I don't believe you.
I
don't
to
believe that he said that.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
You guys talk for a second.
All right, so he also said the other day, like, April, once it gets warm, these things die down.
And no one has said that.
Right. And like,
unbelievable.
Dude, no one, here's the crazy part. Whether, like I said, I don't like to get political or whatever. Whether or not you like this guy or not, people are so crazy that they're like, well, he said go to work. I don't get it. I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
where
man.
the fuck is it?
I don't understand.
Go to work.
Yeah.
I can't. I honestly, I believe that you heard that somewhere, but it's got to be doctored or something.
Oh, wait.
Here it is.
Oh, wow.
Keep talking.
Okay.
I gotta let the video load.
So, Elizabeth Warren, what do you think? Klobuchar, who's it? I don't even know who's still in it or not anymore.
I think it's just Sanders and Biden.
So if, we have thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that get better just by, sitting around and even going to work, some of them go to work, but they get better.
I like the
people are just sitting around. Go to work and you'll get better.
Some additional people were reported. They're in good shape, but we have some additional people that were reported. Not very many in the United States.
The Democrats are politicizing.
Here's the thing that I don't understand about him
God.
and how, base people don't really get it, I guess, because they're his base. That's why they're his base. But again, not to get political or whatever, just on a human level, human intellect level. What he just said there was some people, go to work and and he's like, hundreds of thousands of people get it and they're okay. And then other people get it and, that's the thing. That's it.
What?
He doesn't
What?
even talk
No, he doesn't
in
say
sentences.
anything. No.
Yep. We've been saying it for years. He just his mouth is going and his brain is trying to catch up to his mouth.
Yeah.
And it can't get past him to be like,
again,
no!
Policy, this,
Just
that.
as a
I don't
guy,
want to talk
just
about
as a
any of
human.
that. Just as a human being, I can't believe what the unintelligible things that come. And I mean that in the literal sense of what you just played made no sense coming out.
No. And just so people don't think that we just talk shit about Trump.
Oh, Biden, go Bernie, all of them. They're all fucking idiots.
I'm gonna pull up the Biden highlight reel.
Oh boy!
Did you hear me?
Oh,
this shit? Come on, motherfucker.
It's sad that
he's a stupid dummy too.
Yeah,
see
our presidential election is a circus.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created, but we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Go. You know
the thing. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wow.
Hey, look, Republican, Democrat, they're all fucking evil idiots. All of them.
Not Bernie.
All of them.
Nope.
Bernie too.
Nope.
Bernie too.
Obama's not.
Obama too. I'm going to throw him in there just to make my point.
For the most part, I
with
agree.
Obama, like,
Yeah.
I'm not a policy guy. I don't know what bills were passed, what politics went on behind the politics, like the shady deals or the things that are trying to be good, but they're not. I don't know all that, right? I'm not, I will admit, I have intelligence enough to admit I don't know those things, right? And I don't really care to.
Admirable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't really care to. But I got to say, Obama spoke well. He seemed like a guy who, like, at least cared about his own family. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just seemed like a cool guy you'd want to have a conversation with. Most of these guys, the only reason why I would want to have a conversation with them is so that I can run and tell other people, you know what this jerk off just said?
Yeah,
right. You know?
Yep.
Anyway, let's get off fucking politics. Fuck them.
So on the flight, at the end of the, so I've talked many times about how my biggest aggravations in life come from trying to get off of an airplane because people don't go. People just stand around and are facing the wrong direction. So you know how if you're in an aisle seat, the plane lands, seatbelt sign goes off, you kind of stand up if you're on the aisle, get your bag down, start getting your shit together. So I'm standing in the aisle. And the chick who's in the seat behind me, older kind of Russian woman, is there with her husband. And she's standing like directly up my ass. And I have a backpack. And I'm aware that she's behind me. So I slowly try to like put my backpack on, conscious of her. And I get my backpack on and I feel this. Turn to the side. I feel this. A push like that.
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around and her husband is looking at me. And I was like, do you just push me? He goes, your bag, it almost hit my wife. I was like, but did it hit your wife? He goes, no, it was very close. And I was like, are you out of your mind? And now everyone on the plane's looking because they're like, shit's about to go down.
Right.
And the woman is standing in my face, her husband's behind her, and she's kind of like rolling her eyes, I think, towards her husband.
Right.
Like, I don't know why he did that.
Right.
So I put my arm on her shoulder. I said, did I hit you with my bag? She goes, no. I said, I'm sorry if it was very close. I said, and as for you, you're going to push someone rather than just tap me on the shoulder and say, excuse me?
Right.
Like, what's the matter with you?
Like,
He goes,
hey, buddy, can you watch your bag? You
something.
know, yeah.
And I would have been like, cool.
Can you even be nasty? Like, can you be more careful? Like,
Something.
Yeah.
But like, to put your fucking hands on
Oh,
me?
dude, I'm surprised you had words.
I know.
Right.
I'm surprised
As soon
too.
as someone touches my physical being,
It's over.
words are out the fucking
And there's a
window.
reason why that wasn't my go-to, is because in the aisle next to me was two like young kids, and I was aware of it.
Right.
That's why I didn't start swearing.
Right,
I didn't want to punch the dude. We're just.
I'd been like, kids, why? This is a fucking lesson.
This is how you deal with that. Yeah.
You kids want to see what a fucking man looks like? But like, after I said like, you need to use your words. Like, don't push someone. You don't know who you're fucking with. I said you don't know who you're talking to.
Right.
Just use your words. I'm a nice guy. Just say excuse me.
Right.
And at that point, he kind of acknowledged that, like, he kind of put his head down, and I think he knew he was a fucking idiot.
Right.
But it made me think, like, we really don't know how to communicate with each other.
No, wait until my kids grow up. They're not gonna know how
So
to
much
fucking
worse.
talk to each other at all.
Yep.
The killing is gonna go up and shit like that because they don't have any tools.
No.
They just didn't grow up with them.
Nope.
You know, I tried. Tried as best as I could.
And I've been around you a lot with your kids, and you're always telling them, like, hey, pay attention, lift your head up, look around.
Yeah.
Or, like, if someone's talking to them, you'll be like,
I hope
hey.
it's the kind of thing, like, you know, when I'm not around, it sticks, and when they're with dad, they just don't give a fuck. You know,
I think because you've done it since I've known you, you've been like that. So I imagine it's got to stay with them a little bit. But it really made me nervous just for, like, the future of the world. How people are going to communicate.
Yeah.
And it led to a discussion. A buddy of mine he teaches at a high school, and like they're still teaching math and geography. We don't need that anymore.
Right. You don't need geography anymore. You can
Right,
you
you
can
can-
look
No,
up
right.
any place.
Basic math, but you don't really need to know where you're going. You don't really need to know north, south, east, west. Your phone tells you where everything is. I think they should be teaching in schools like how to communicate face to face with a human being,
Right.
like general.
Well, there are. I mean, depending upon the schools you go to, or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are interpersonal courses.
Oh, there are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And the one good thing about school, at least the schools that my kids go to, is there's no phones allowed. Like you can bring it, but you gotta leave it in the locker. And if you get caught with it, you get in trouble.
That's good.
So yeah.
But
But
we're not in a good place.
no.
Not in a good place at
I
all.
had a guy today.
Do you think you would have hit that guy for real? Do you think you
If
would?
he would have pushed me, yeah. Especially if it was how you just showed.
Oh, it was
I'd
hard.
turn around.
Yeah.
And been like, did you just fucking push me? Bang. Like you pushed me. People saw it.
Yeah.
You're at the fucking fault.
Yeah.
So if you were prepared to push me, you better be prepared for me to retaliate. That's
Absolutely,
my
yep.
philosophy.
Yep.
Of I would never push someone unless I had thought through, even if it's in a split
I'm
second,
ready to scrap.
that
Right,
this
right.
will be a fight once I make the first move. type
It's a
of thing.
punch. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
a.
yeah.
Right.
But
I think I was just in shock too.
yeah, I get that.
I was like, "Whoa, did someone just fall on me? What just
Yeah,
happened?"
yeah.
Right.
And I turned
I
around,
get
he's
that.
looking right in my eyes. Like,
I had a
"You son
guy
of a bitch."
today who was fucking. There's like 3 sinks in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
This guy's in the locker room and he's shaving his head. And he's so fucking hairy to begin with. I'm like, bro, the head is the least of your fucking problems.
Start from the ankles
Because
and
he
work
only
up.
had hair on the sides. So
Okay.
he's
The
bald,
horseshoe.
but
Oh,
like
boy.
fucking hair everywhere. And it's all stuck to him too, like the extra hair because he's all in a towel and out of the sauna or whatever the
Oh.
fuck he was doing. So I'm like, motherfucker. And I got to wash my hand. Like I got to clean up. So I go to the farthest one away from him and I just, and I'm just like, and the hair, I'm like, I already feel like it's in my throat. You know what I mean? Like just psychologically. yeah. So I fucking wash my thing, and then out of nowhere, he pulls out this big thing of fucking talcum powder and goes like this, all over his head and pats it, and it's
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Oh.
A mushroom
So I-
cloud.
So I go like this. I go, I wave my hand. I go, bro. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, how did you not know that was going to happen?
Have you ever seen powder before,
And then
dude?
it did. Like for the fucking next half hour, I was outside and went to my car and I like kept spitting
Oh god.
and like gargling it with water to get it. Like it was stuck to my
Oh
fucking
yeah, I've had
throat.
it before. Yeah, of course.
I'm like, this guy. And didn't this guy hear the fucking cancer thing with the fucking baby powder? Like, dude, you're applying cancer to your fucking head and getting it in everyone's eyes
wait.
and mouth.
What's the cancer thing?
You don't know about the baby powder, talcum powder?
No.
Johnson & Johnson's been sued fucking tons of times because they found that in talcum powder
Is there metal in it?
especially cervical cancer. There's something in it. I don't know the whole full thing, but
That explains my cervical cancer.
exactly. And there's all kinds of things. If you use talcum powder, blah blah blah, call Johnson & Johnson and we'll fight for you. There's
Is
all
it,
That's
it's the
why.
new
yeah.
mesothelioma.
why.
Yeah. It's mesothelioma, exactly. But apparently there's ovarian cancer, cervical. There's women. I think it's women who use it to stay dry more than men. But it apparently causes. There's something in it that causes cancer, which is true. Which is why they just settle out.
Right.
It's a huge corporation.
They're not fighting it.
Yeah, they're not like, oh no. Will you
Yeah.
please show me where the cancer is? No, they're like, oh yeah, it's in there. Sorry, here's a 10 million. But yeah, and I was just like, I'm in such a fucking mode lately, and I'm like, should I lay into this guy, or I just gave him the benefit of the doubt of the friendly, bro, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, but how did you not know that was going to go all over the place? I'm like, it's in my throat. I'm so sorry. But like, just again, the communication, the stupidity, there's
Yeah.
no other person in the world around me. And I almost wanted to go downstairs and be like, guys, we have to have a talk with the management. You got to put ground rules. Like, it's not a barber shop up
Right.
there. In fact, what?
I just love, like, you're such the guy. We got to make rare form shirts. Let me talk to the manager.
Oh, man. Well, one of the guys
That's
I
always
know,
founded. It's
and
always
I'm always
founded.
like, look, dude, I'm going to have to say to him, look, dude, you guys got to put a ban on, like, shaving your entire fucking body. Especially,
Yeah, go to the zoo.
I hate to be
Right.
like this, okay, but I'm going to be a little elitist and snooty. I pay extra for the executive locker room, which is supposed to be like...
What?
There's 2 locker rooms. There's, like, the regular one, and then you could have... The
You
thing,
fucking yuppie.
no, but the thing is the facility is different. It's cleaner. There's all kinds of other things. But I get my own locker. I don't have to bring a lock. I don't have to find a new one each time. I can leave my shit at the gym.
Oh, you have the same one every time.
the same-
nice.
that's what you're paying for. It is the entry to that room or whatever, which is a nicer room. But and there's only a certain amount of people in there, and that's it. So it's quiet. Because the other one's like fucking cattle stampede. There's just dicks everywhere out and sweating.
That
and,
sounds pretty good.
I think it would be something that you would enjoy.
Maybe I
But-
should get fit.
But this, and I'm like, I hate to be that way, but it's like, dude, I'm paying extra for this. Like, I don't want to fucking be swallowing some fucking jerk off's hair. Like, do that at a barbershop or go home and do it. It's just gross. And when I see the guys that work there who are all cool guys having to clean it up, it's not like this guy's putting down towels and then folding them neatly and wiping the thing down. He just fucking walks away and his whole humanity is just left behind for somebody else to fucking clean up.
What is that about the people that, like, if someone else is cleaning it up, they just don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
it?
it's disgusting.
Even when I leave, if I go to a restaurant, when I'm done eating,
I clean
I'll
the
kinda clean up my
plates.
crumbs.
Yeah.
I'll
I do the
we'll
same.
stack
I've
plates
waited
and-
tables before.
Yeah, me
like,
too.
Not in a long time, but I have.
I was
And
a
it's like,
busboy. Yeah.
I've been a busboy. I've been a waiter. I've been a bartender. I've been in a lot of things in fucking customer service, food types industries, and no, I'll stack the plates. Here you go. This is all done. Yeah, wipe this down, and
That's part of my tip service. Is I'll help you out, make it easier for
yeah.
you.
I bring my own silverware when
I kind of want to start doing that. That's a cool move.
It's a cool move, and I was doing it, and people were like, "That's stupid," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, now it's not so fucking stupid." Where'd you get that pouch?
Yeah.
That leather pouch that you keep your utensils in? And I got nice silverware. Like, I'm telling you. And Oliver Peck is the one who turned me on to it.
Yep.
And he's like, look around a crowded restaurant, just one time, and think and watch people put silverware in their mouths, and then just think about their background, where they've been, what they've done, what they have. He's like, I never get sick. I was like, I'm starting to fucking do that.
Right.
Got a handmade fucking thing made. I got like 4 of them. One in the house, one in my car, one in my bag.
It is a cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
This is better advice than Trump's go to work with coronavirus.
I can't believe that shit.
Sorry,
I really can't believe it.
outrageous.
Go to work with coronavirus. Just bring your own utensils.
Right.
That would be my addition, my addendum to Trump's statement.
I'm getting ready to go to South America in a couple of weeks.
Oh, nice.
And like we're going to like 4 or 5 different countries in South America, and it's all flights. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. It's with Perry, and we're playing all the Lollapaloozas down there.
Mhm.
So we're on flights.
Corona Paloozas. Not just the flights, but just the
No, I'm saying
crowds.
there's germ tubes that we're on in the air, which is just people breathing each other's air.
Okay.
And then there's festivals with hundreds of thousands of people. And then we're taking shuttles with to and from stages to the stage, backstage area with other strangers. And then you're on stage with a bunch of people, hotel beds, and just there's just no way I'm not getting corona in the next month.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
So this might be my last couple shows before I go into quarantine.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that my gut is that they're going to get canceled.
Really?
Well, I know tons of fucking people that are business people that have had things
Yeah.
canceled just because, and
Apple, IBM, all these huge companies, Ford, and all these companies are putting the kibosh on all of their conferences. No international travel unless it's like crucial that you
Right.
have to go.
And the good news for businesses is you could just fucking FaceTime people and talk to them.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
You know what I mean? So
But like restaurants are going to start taking hits
Yeah.
soon.
Oh, yeah,
Europe has canceled every gathering of people over 5,000 people,
Mhm.
and in all of Asia, it's anything over 1,000 people is just canceled.
Yeah.
Done.
And all the
Concerts,
Europe
festivals.
shows are canceled.
Yeah.
The actual band
Television-
Europe.
Oh, really? That's too bad. That's too bad. They were really on the upswing.
The coronavirus. That's because it's a new
We got to
hat.
make one. We
great.
got to do a karaoke version. But yeah. We're
Yeah, no,
doomed.
there was Genevieve and I were meant to go to this like health food expo. It's like the NAM of like health food at the
Oh, that
Anaheim.
sounds fun.
Oh, it's actually really interesting, but they canceled it last minute. We
Because
got a
it was
text.
so boring.
Well, it's actually pretty good, but no, it's just unfortunately because of the corona thing. And,
Don't they have some health food that'll cure that?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You would
Flax or some
think
shit?
that would be the place, but I think there's a lot of Chinese vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of, yeah. I can only imagine the nightmare that logistically that is, having to cancel an event of that size.
Listen-
But yeah, it's affecting a lot of people's schedule and lives.
I know that people are into different things, but can you explain to me how that is fun? And I'm not trying to be rude. Like,
No.
it's a health food.
Well, yeah.
Like
You get to
convention?
try, you get to try all kinds of stuff they make. You know,
I will get Frank's back here
Really?
because I've seen like an expose on one on TV,
Okay.
and like it's like a car show. Like you
Right.
go to a car show, I could say the same thing. Like how fucking boring. Look at this thing. It's got 4 wheels and it rides on the road. Like okay, but when you start watching like how they're trying to innovate making new foods and
Yeah.
all kinds of shit, I'm like, wow, this is pretty fucking interesting. Like,
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. No,
I'll
like I
take you
said,
guys'
it's
word
really
for it.
interesting. It is interesting. I recommend anybody to go check it out. And you
What-
learn a lot.
What is better, the food convention or Contact in the Desert Alien Convention?
I've obviously Contact in the Desert just because of the content, but Genevieve is a big fan of the food convention, and she kind of dragged me
I
along
can
to it
tell
the
by
first
how
time. and-
huge she is. She's a huge lover of food.
She's such a fat
I
fuck.
know. Well, yeah, she loves to eat healthy best she can. But,
Uh-huh. We got to
Yeah.
get Todd to that Contact in the Desert sometime.
oh man, that'll be something.
In case hell does freeze over, I'll see you there.
If you go to that thing in Seattle that you go
case
to,
hell
the
Oh yeah,
does
you go. No,
that-
it's Oregon. I thought.
Oregon Gnome Festival, whatever the fuck you go
Yeah,
to.
but I don't do it for what's going on there, really. I do it because I have friends there, and I see them, and I fucking get to sleep in a tent for a week and strip away L.A.
Frank has brought me to Contact once or twice.
A few times I thought.
No, I think I've only been once.
No, you've been when it was at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center when
Yeah.
it was outdoors, and then when
Oh,
they
yeah, the
moved
one
to
in
the
LA.
hotel.
See, you could
no,
call
to
it.
the
that's
hotel.
right.
Yeah.
You could call it whatever you want. There's a key word that kills it for me. Not the alien, not the convention, not the thing.
The contact.
Joshua Tree.
What?
I went once in my life.
Mhm.
I had the worst time of my life.
It
Really?
is- I have
The worst.
I have two favorite
Granted,
places in the world, and that's one of them.
I was
Yeah, I
stuck
love the
out there
Joshua Tree.
kicking heroin. But
Oh,
because
wow.
of that moment, Joshua Tree is off the table.
Oh
for
no,
me.
no, no!
Done. No. Rather go to fucking
That's
Hawaii.
a shame.
I'm gonna take you down there.
Yeah, you got to go.
Come off-roading with me.
I don't do places named after U2 albums.
I don't think that's how it works.
You think it was the other way around?
You gotta come with me to Texas and go to Rattle and Hum, Texas. It's
I'll
so,
do that.
wow.
I never
Yeah.
fucking. I never kicked heroin there, dude. It was. I was miserable.
I can't even imagine.
Miserable.
I get it. There was a time I was in Nashville, and like one of the worst days of my life was in Nashville in traffic for like 8 hours on the hottest day of the summer in a car with no air conditioning. So I always hate Nashville for that,
for that. Yeah.
even though it's a great city. But we're gonna get you to go to Joshua Tree.
You're not.
Yeah.
You have to see
You're
these
not.
people. You have to
That's
come.
okay.
We're gonna
Pictures.
cover it.
FaceTime me when you're there. I'll
Nope.
we'll go do one of these.
Nope.
Just hold
Remember
the phone
when we
up.
went to NAM with Lisa
Yes.
last year?
hmm
This is so much better than that. Like you
It's a
see,
trip.
it's just like
I'm sure that is the truth, but you're just never gonna get me.
when
to
you
go.
meld desert people with alien fans. It's like it's peak awesomeness. And if you have the slightest bit of interest in the subject, there's some really cool shit
I
down
also
there.
don't like deserty stuff.
Oh, but now it's at the Indian Wells Resort and Spa.
Palm
so you're not,
Springs.
yeah, you're not in the
So
outdoors.
I could get a room.
Oh yeah,
like
people
in a
get rooms
resort?
there. Yeah, yeah. Check it by
Because
the
I'll go
pool.
and just stay in the room the whole fucking time.
You're missing the point.
Watch alien programs.
Just watch Close Encounters
Right.
on the TV. When is it this year?
And
are you going?
May 31st through June 1st, and yeah, I'll try to make it. I'll
I
see.
can't.
They
I'm
keep,
busy that month.
Yeah, they keep upping
3 days.
all the press requirements, but it should be all right. Yeah,
Okay. It's a blast.
yeah, it's
Frank
fun.
can get you in. He's
Got
got it in there.
Frank introduced me to Whitley Strieber, and that was a really, really cool thing.
We had him on spread a couple of times.
I was so
and he
jealous.
Was great. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Whitley's something else, man. His latest books, if anybody, because his wife passed away, and
Or did she? Was she?
They
well,
still-
that's
they
the
still
thing.
talk. They
Yeah,
still
they
talk
still
often.
communicate. Yeah, and no, it's really interesting. He talks about meditation and just how all of that kind of helps him, stay in touch. And I know it sounds crazy, but The Afterlife Revolution is the book.
Death
And-
for me would be the ultimate excuse to not have to talk to people anymore.
It's like, well, I did it. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
chill for a bit.
Like, I'm fucking in the afterlife and you keep bothering me. Why do you keep texting me in the afterlife?
I died for a reason. Do you have a way to get a hold of him?
Whitley?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were meant to go over and film an interview with him. We just haven't had the chance to set that up, but yeah.
So you're going to help me get him on this show at some point?
Yeah.
Once we have a proper
he
home?
lives over here in Santa Monica, so
Beautiful.
I think, yeah.
Cool.
He has a really cool podcast as well.
So I have a friend of mine. You're going to like this.
Mhm.
She lives in the Palisades,
Okay.
okay? And she sees UFOs every single night. And there's one craft
Mm-hmm.
that follows her everywhere she goes. And I've seen
That's not what she's seeing.
what's she seeing?
Weather balloon.
Swamp gas.
Swamp gas. Yeah, thank you.
gas.
But I saw pictures and videos.
Oh,
and
really?
It's somewhat compelling, and it's every single night.
That's a trip.
So
Where the Palisades, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's wild.
I told
Drones.
Right.
helicopters.
Is she taking any prescription medication? this time?
tons. Xanax
It's
and
like-
Valiums and
Planes from LAX.
yep. But interesting shit.
No, I believe it. I think along the coast you see a lot of weird shit. I remember years ago when
Clouds and water and stuff.
When I
Weird.
was,
Dude, it's wild.
Weird.
I was out with some friends, and granted, we were up to no good in Laguna Beach, and we are just sitting there, on the coastline, just kind of watching the waves. And it's like 3 a.m. or something, and I remember these clouds rolled in, and it was clear, but then these clouds rolled in, and we all just kind of got a weird feeling, and we're all like, okay, maybe we should head back. And as we're walking back, I happened to look up, and it was like above the clouds. There was like red and blue lightning, like up higher
Yeah,
than the
there's an
clouds.
app that can do that. I can make the red and blue clouds on my phone.
It's called
Unfortunately, this was-
Warble.
This was before the iPhones. And I remember I said like, hey, are you guys seeing that? And I think everybody got spooked because one of my friends was like, dude, don't look at it, just keep walking. And we
Everybody
just,
went like
tried-
this to each other.
Okay.
right? But no, I believe it. I think you do see a lot of weird. And California is definitely a hot spot. In spite of all
Bursting
the air
with
traffic,
activity.
It's a vortex, dude. We're in the vortex.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of stuff goes down in this state.
Just jag off.
No, it doesn't.
No, I believe a lot of it. But I got to show you these pictures and videos.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to check it out.
I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Does she have any type of like weird, like psychic anything? Does she ever feel like she's communicating with somebody, or because I hear that a lot with people that see,
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
right?
Yeah.
People that see that,
that-
they think, that's happening
That's
to me
the one."
too.
She thinks that her home is like a vortex for paranormal shit. So
Okay.
we'll see.
No, I believe it. I mean, I've heard that a lot.
Vortex on my dick.
I'll pass it along. I think I should have eaten food. I feel so weird. All I've had today is 2 ice blendeds from Coffee Bean, 2 monsters,
Oh my god.
and half a sandwich.
You seemed a little tweaky when we started.
Oh, I feel I'm going to pass out.
You were doing little twitchy things with your eyes, and I was like, is Dan drinking those fucking things again?
Adderall or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done the Adderall since.
It's still affecting you.
3 months later, it's still in my
It's
system.
still in your system.
That
yeah.
shit stays in your system, bro.
Oh, I feel weird.
You're gonna have to go to Josh Retreat to kick it.
I'm gonna take a little nap if you guys want to keep chatting.
All right.
Where can people find us, Frank?
They can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Rareform Radio, and also on iTunes, where you can subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. And we're also on YouTube, and you can just find us there by searching Rareform Radio. Or now that we have the cool little URL that you set up,
Yep.
youtube.com/Rareform Radio.
Mm-hmm. And we're all up to date now with as far as our
they're all
videos.
all the shows that have been videotaped are on there now. So
Todd
leave us
has
comments.
watched. Todd has watched every second of every video, and he approves.
Yeah.
Not seen it once.
You look good.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
Hate it.
I hate
I got to do a lot of like
I can't
effects
watch
and
myself.
editing on this side, but that shot is
Perfect.
ready. Yep.
You got to make us look a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing. So I saw you posted the slowed down joke thing. Like,
Oh God.
Yeah.
but I don't understand.
What do you mean? Don't understand?
Like when we did the Jessica one, it was the way she was laughing sounded like she was having an orgasm.
Yeah.
Was there some point to what you guys specifically were talking about?
No. It's
that-
just like when you slowed it down, it made it sound like we're like, wow, man, that's
Yeah, that's what
crazy."
slowing down usually does. It makes you sound like that.
No, but it makes.
But I
like,
was waiting for some
no, it wasn't that
impactful,
subject.
like Frank's gonna sound
Yeah,
like
I thought I was
he's
gonna say or
shitting
one
out of his
us, yeah.
mouth, or like, I thought there was gonna
My
be
God.
one.
I don't
some
know what you
joke.
expected. No, it
When
was
did
just
that
the fact that like saying things in normal speed sounds fine. When you
Right.
slow it down, it makes what you're saying sound stupid.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I got from it. That's
And it worked.
That's exactly okay. I just wanted to clear that up
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
the key.
exactly what I got from
That's the
it.
key. You can pull
Got
it. So you can pull it up at any point of a video, and it just sounds like everyone's
Just
hammered.
slow it down.
Yeah, do it right now. I don't give a shit. Let's see a video that just posted. Okay, this is from last week.
Yeah.
Okay, normal speed, anytime now.
Guys, when I've been away a few times, mostly the only reason is
slow
because I call in and I want to know what you said. Talk about. I have never listened to one of our shows. I was just saying.
I was
that.
gonna make a comment that that's yeah,
That's some alien shit.
that
Frank.
is.
We're-
Yep,
this is the
they're
vortex.
All
watching.
the spread TVs.
Jump ahead. I
Yeah,
love
you're
it.
right. It sounds stupid.
What would you say for yours? I would have to go with 9 Inch Nails.
See, Frank sounds exactly the same to me.
Oh
now.
my
Slow
God.
poke Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Or 90. 90.
It sounds like we're just
My
old
name
and can't
is
remember
Frank
anything.
Rodriguez. I would allow
My
myself
name
to
is
say
Slow-
because I loved it
All right,
when
I've
it
had it.
came out, and then when everyone started.
Guys, it's a fun game. Go on
Oh,
it. Pick
man.
up any YouTube video and just slow it down a little bit, and everyone sounds funny.
Yeah, enjoy 3 hours of Rare Form Radio like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go halftime, it doubles
Yeah,
the length of our show. So if
absolutely.
you want to make it last, slow it on down.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That it doubles the time if you do it at 50%? I
That's
would
the
have
math.
never figured
Yeah,
out that math.
Basic
Double the
math.
phone.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at math.
Are you really?
No, I mean, I'm just making a joke. But yeah, I am actually. But I can get the basics.
What was your best subject in school?
English.
I would imagine
Oh, that makes
art.
sense. You're a very
Art too, yeah,
well-spoken
but-
guy
yeah.
and a writer.
I won the drafting award. And
What does that
Oh,
mean?
nice.
Is that a race? Like when you
No, drafting is like the making blueprints.
graph
Oh,
paper?
nice.
Well, not just graph paper, but like, you draw the specs for like a building or a house, and it's got to be the measurements or whatever, but it's basically drawing. Like, I didn't understand the measurement part, so I just did what I was, but yeah, I'm good at that kind of stuff, and I can draw and stuff, but I mean, art when I was a kid, but in like high school, yeah, I would say there's a lot of time I didn't even go to classes, but it certainly wasn't math.
Yep.
English, science, I was good at that kind of shit.
Well,
What
you
was
forget-
what was the one teacher that when there was that conference, that one teacher that
Health. That was a
Health?
health class, yeah.
What one teacher?
the one that said that Todd was actually a good student.
Oh,
Yeah, when they had a whole conference about it, and they brought all the teachers in, and like half of them were like, he's a fucking asshole, and the other half were like, I've never met him. He's never met him
right,
once.
that's right.
But there was the one who kept shaking his head because I used to go all the time, and it was health, like human anatomy,
Right.
sexuality, like all that's what health was in my high
Todd was the
school.
best in class at pointing out his own boner. Really
Oh my
impressive.
God.
What was your best subject?
For me, it was art and math.
Okay.
And English, I believe it or not, English I was pretty good.
I have a tough time with that one.
I know. But
How you
surprise,
say?
surprise.
I was really good
history.
at history.
Yeah, history I like.
Oh yeah, history. That was another
My
one.
kids are going through, history classes and stuff, especially my daughter, like, because it's just 5th or 6th grade, so it's basic American history.
Yep.
And, I'll give her a little quiz. She's got a quiz coming up, so we'll read through the chapters. I'm like, well, the answers are in here. Find it. I was like, the great thing about history is you don't have to do much figuring out. You just have to memorize certain dates and places and what they tell you. It affected this in the world or whatever. Monroe Doctrine, shit like that.
Right.
And I'm like, no, let's keep reading. Like, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I like knowing. I think it's all bullshit in the books that they're giving her. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really what happened. But
So,
that's,
George Washington never told a lie.
Yeah.
What's the saying? History is told in the eye of the winner or whatever.
The
History is told.
victors.
Yeah.
Victor, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
The
true.
only A I ever got in school was when we were taught World War II. I was so interested in how that shit could
Nazis.
happen. Yeah, just how.
Yeah.
I was blown away that one man could be so awful and get
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like
That's
how-
methamphetamine.
It was
how.
meth. Yeah, that you
Yeah.
literally. I was watching.
tiny
You've seen the
dick.
footage of him at the Olympics where
Oh,
he's
where
just
he's
having
just
a
tweaked
he's in a
out.
meth fucking
He
is
can't even sit still. The
one,
guy. Yeah.
one ball, micro penis, high as fuck. He's basically me when I'm
Failed
on Adderall.
artist.
When I'm on Adderall.
If,
And he was an artist,
someone would have just said, "Yeah, your paintings are pretty good," he
None of
might
those
not
would've-
have had to kill Jews.
Yep.
Like,
By the millions.
By the millions. If someone would have just said, "Yeah, you might have a career in art,"
It's like, oh, thank you.
thank y'all.
Yeah. On Netflix did
Thank y'all.
a docu series called World War or the most important events of World War II in color, where they colorized the thing.
Yeah.
And they talk about when the Germans were moving into France. I guess that journey was meant to take 7 days, but because they were so high on meth, they made it in 3.
Yeah.
And
Whoa,
then
I get it.
And then they were meant to just hold the line and wait for reinforcements. And
Like, we're going, man.
Yeah, the general was like, "Fuck it, we're going for Paris." And
I'm ready
they
to
took
fuck
it.
now, Jack.
Yeah,
Fuck it, there's Jews in there.
but yeah,
He said, "Wait, no, he said go."
Like, Nazis are scary, but imagine Nazis on speed.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to crazy people on the street that are all high, and they're terrifying. Never mind when they have authority and weapons.
yeah. Well, the crazy thing is also
And go ahead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Be as crazy as you
No,
want.
we got you back.
no, and apparently
Let's pull
like
their bodies apart and see what's inside.
Let's make their eyes blue.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Huh?
Yeah, and I remember the first time I read that. Apparently, Hugo Boss, the designer, he was the guy that designed the SS uniforms, and they were strictly designed to be black and scary and just be very imposing. So yeah, everything was geared to terror. And there was a really funny comedy skit from England where these SS guys are standing around. He's like, "Hey, why do we have skulls on our caps? Isn't that what the bad guys wear?" It's just
because
like,
Hugo Boss said so.
Yeah.
right.
It really, see, I learn something new every day. It's really not Hitler. It's Hugo Boss.
He was the one.
He's the
He
guy.
branded them.
He's the guy who created the chaos.
Right.
But they looked so fucking cool. I really wish they were the good guys. I wish the U.S. looked that cool.
Good guys never look that cool. They just never do.
I'm trying to think.
No, not one.
You're right.
There's
Yeah.
only-
Batman is the closest.
But
Newish Batman.
but he's kind of a
Yeah, he's borderline.
Yeah, he's
you know,
like-
he's a vigilante.
That's
Can't-
true.
yeah. He's not all good. Superman,
Oh, I
red
got
and
one.
blue,
Guys.
with yellow,
Right.
fucking piping.
Guys, sit back. I got it. Aquaman.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Yellow and green and
Orange.
talking to porpoises and shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. World War II.
Yeah, but I can talk to fish.
What a superpower.
Yeah, like
Of all the things you can do.
I can bullets. I'm bulletproof. I can fly. I can talk to fish.
Cool, man. Good
Cool.
for you.
Cool story, bro.
Congratulations. Should we do some questions?
If you think
Let's
about it,
do
we
it.
should. But let me just
Yeah.
end on this note. All you got to do is like get onto the beach.
That's it.
What are you gonna do now?
You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Anything else on Aquaman, man, before we move on?
I got nothing.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Rare Form Radio.
Please leave a message after the tone.
All right. What we got here? Hello, it's Tony from the wonderful San Marcos, Texas, on the myth topic. The myth that Van Halen was actually Kiss without their makeup on. Do you guys remember that?
Never heard of that.
Never
one.
heard that.
I never heard that either. I don't think it's true. If I had to break it down, I don't think it's true.
That's a good
if you
one, though,
really
like-
think about it.
If you think, I'm sure there were many of who is Kiss really, but I don't remember the Van Halen one specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember
But
that
that's a
either.
good one.
And that rumor must
And
have
Alex
been
Van Halen does look like a cat.
a little bit. And Peter Criss
Oh my
was the
God.
cat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That rumor must have been before Kiss took the makeup off, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because once they took
I
the
would
makeup
hope
off,
so.
It's like, no, that's
that's
them.
really Van Halen in human disguises now. Like, yeah, that would
That's
have to
Van
be
Halen without the
Wouldn't
It would
makeup.
have to be before they took the makeup off.
This would not work. Lauren Hoffen says, "Love the show as always." Akimi asked this question. It's for Dan. Did you hear any rumors of Nine Inch Nails releasing new music this year? It wasn't a rumor. I think Trent himself said there's new music coming this year, right?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yep. Yeah. That's
So,
what I heard.
yeah, heard that one. Also, you may have already explained this, but how did the whole playing with Trent Reznor gig come about? Do you think you'll get to play with them again someday? That happened on the Ninja Tour, and it was as simple as
You asked.
Trent and I got along, and I just asked if I
Yeah.
could. And
he was
incredibly, his response was, "Dude, of course."
Did you pick the song, or was he like, "Oh, I just come in"?
I sent him a text and I said, because we'd already had a sort of a relationship from recording at his house for the Jane stuff,
Right.
and we got along there, and then we're on tour together. When you're on tour, you just tend to get closer with people,
Of course.
and we're like two.
I see what you did there. Closer.
Okay.
So
So we're 2 or 3 days away from being in Massachusetts, where I'd watched the band when I was a kid play at this exact venue.
Did he ever want to fuck you like an animal?
No, because I
Okay.
have a head like a hole, and that would hurt.
Okay, go ahead. Touche.
Thank you.
Oh,
So I
man.
sent a message, and my exact thing was, since it's your last tour, because at that point it was their last tour they were going to do,
Right.
I said, how about you let a 19-year Nails fan, me, play Wish with you in my hometown?
Nice.
And I was sent it, and I was like, got like anxiety.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
long
yeah,
did it
like,
take?
how's
How
this
long
gonna
did it
get
take to
received?
reply?
I don't remember. It wasn't too long, because he was pretty active on Twitter then.
Okay.
And I was like, what I do? Why did I do that? This is, I wanted to
I've
throw
crossed
up.
the line. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you just don't do that.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. And his response was, "Dude, of course," with an exclamation point. And I said, like, "Is that sarcastic or were you serious?" He goes, "No, for real. We'll discuss tomorrow at the venue."
nice.
And it happened. And
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I
It's-
edited the footage.
Yes,
it was
you
a really
did.
awesome moment.
you can Google, go on YouTube and look up Nine Inch Nails Dan Cleary, and there's the whole videos there. And it was just the
Didn't he-
most surreal moment of my life. And it was at the Great Woods was the venue in Massachusetts. And I'd seen Nails there with David Bowie in 1995.
Nice.
And I said to my friend I was with that night, I said, someday I want to play with these guys here. And it fucking happened.
Mhm.
That's
It's
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
it's awesome.
crazy. So the moral is just ask. You never
Yeah.
know what can happen if you just ask.
It's true.
What were you going to say?
It would have
That
been
was
so much better though if, for me personally, if like there was just a shot of you. This is the video I edited instead. There's just a shot of you like with your bags off the bus, like just you're done
Going home.
for crossing the line.
Enjoy the Greyhound ride. Dave, here's your new tech.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome thing.
Yep. Pretty incredible experience. And then, like, right after the song, my future wife, we had our first kiss on the side of the stage. And after the show, both of our best friends were there, and they told us they were pregnant with their first kid. Like, it was just
wow.
I
magical
called
night,
in.
yeah.
You guys did Dark Matter that night, and I called in. I called in that night when you and Jess were doing the show.
Right.
It was cool. Lena wrote in saying, Hollywood Crime Scene podcast dedicated an episode to the origins of the Rod Stewart's urban myth. Do you know about the Rod Stewart
Yeah,
myth?
that he had like 8 gallons of cum in his stomach.
The true story is pretty absurd. I think it was a disgruntled nanny that was fired for not showing up for work, blabbed about it at the nightclub as revenge. Is that what the story is?
That's the one I heard when I was a kid, and then I heard the same thing years later with Bon Jovi.
Yeah, everyone's always full of cum.
Yeah, and cum is a big conspiracy.
Yep.
But that I don't know. It sounds like maybe it's something else.
Yeah, I don't know the precise one.
Was the Mick Jagger and David Bowie rumor?
Yeah, that was.
that?
I heard that many
Is
times.
that they fucked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that's not a rumor though. That's the difference.
Is it true?
Oh, it's true.
That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Did either
unless
one
you're
of
him,
them
unless-
ever confirm it?
I think that there is one of them that said that it was confirmed because there was just no other woman to sleep
Right.
with. Like, they were too big. But again, I don't know. I never saw an interview where they said that. I've only heard it's confirmed by other rumor people. So I don't know.
All right, let's take a vote.
And they're both dead now anyway, right?
Which
No, well, but
I know.
which
That was
one
a
of them?
joke. That was a joke.
Which one of them do we think was full of cum?
I think,
Bowie fucked Jagger.
yeah, that's what I need to believe.
Yeah.
That's what I need to believe.
What do you
That's
think?
funny.
I agree. I don't really care for either artist very much, but I think Bowie would be the giver.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm very David Bowie fan, so, and I'm not so much.
I'm very David Bowie
I'm very
fan.
much a David Bowie fan. I was gonna say I'm very much a fan, but you could put that in the Biden reel.
You know the saying.
But
You know the thing.
yeah, you know the thing. But I just I just see Bowie as more of the controlling, more intellectual. Like, even if Mick wanted to, he would have manipulated it into. No, right.
How
you're
about
gonna
you let me
suck my-"
fuck you?
Yeah. How about you let me fuck you? You know, like, it'll be awesome that way.
Oh my god.
What era would you want to see them fuck each other if you had to? I want to see Ziggy
Yeah, Ziggy
fuck
Stardust.
modern day Mick Jagger. So
my
peak
God.
Bowie fucking an old lady Mick
Oh
Jagger.
boy.
There would have to be a lot of lube
Oh,
Yeah.
going on.
he'd be spitting on that dick so much.
Wham bam, thank you, Mick.
Oh boy.
Good. What else we got? Yeah, that one.
Wait, Kiss is
Dumb.
really Van Halen?
Yeah, confirmed.
Confirmed? Okay.
So rare form, what's the worst, funniest thing you've said during sex, or the worst, funniest thing someone has said to you? I don't think I have one. I haven't had enough sex to have that kind of.
I had someone call me another name one time. And I knew it was their ex. And it wasn't it was someone I had sex with once.
Oh, so it wasn't a girlfriend.
No, it wasn't a girlfriend. It was, I knew the person well, the woman. I'll specify that it was a woman. I knew her well.
A woman.
A woman.
Wink, wink.
She identified as a woman.
So did her cock.
But no, I was having sex this one time with this girl that I knew, and she said a guy she was strung up on, like, you know, hung up on. And she said it, and right when it came out of her mouth, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I was like, "No, it's cool. Like, we're in mid fucking stride."
Pound Town.
I was like, "No, it's cool. Don't worry." And boom, 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 boom. We finished, and I pulled out, and I was like, "Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here." Would I do that now? If my wife did it, maybe. I would say, "Fuck you. Get the fuck out of
I
here."
was going to ask you, if your wife said the wrong name and it was
Yeah,
like,
I would be like, "You gotta fucking go."
You would?
More-
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Like marriage over, or you just got to leave the room for a bit?
Leave the room for a minute while I decide if it's over. Do you know what I mean?
Depends on the seriousness.
Yeah, and it depends on what name it was.
Right.
If it's like Fabio, okay, she's fantasizing in her head, whatever. But if it's like
Dave,
Bill from some guy
you're
who she
not
works with,
Wayne.
right?
So yeah. So, but I don't even know if that was the worst thing because it wasn't like this was my girlfriend, whatever. I just was like, "Fuck you, you stupid fucking bitch," in my head. Like I can't believe you just did that.
Right.
Now get the fuck out of here. And
Right.
that was that.
What about you, Frank?
The one that comes to mind, well, it was.
Or
it
if you
was-
guys ever said anything funny either?
Well, it was right after sex, and we were gonna watch a movie or something, and Genevieve, she wanted to tell me to go make some popcorn, and she's like, "Can you make some cock porn?" I thought it was.
Some cock.
I just thought it was
Cock
a funny
or cock?
cock porn.
Like
He
penis
just
porn.
can't say it.
No.
Cock.
I thought I said cuck at first, like
Cock.
Oh, really?
cuckold.
No.
Cock porn.
There you
That's
go.
funny.
Yeah, it was. But we had a good laugh.
That's pretty
out
good.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of funny shit, but I just don't remember the funny
No,
stuff. I just remember the hurtful, horrible stuff. That's the stuff that stays with me.
I had a girl fart on my balls so hard that it hurt.
I had a girl puke on me.
Oof.
Blowing you or while you're fucking?
Blowing, but like it wasn't while, like it was. She got up to try and move, and she's wasted. This is my girlfriend at the time,
Okay.
and she was wasted drunk, and I kind of suspected this is not the right time to have something gaggable in her mouth,
No.
and she
man.
puked, and like I was like ah! I jumped in the shower because it got on me.
Oh,
but
no.
it wasn't full on me, but it enough, and I was just like I didn't talk to her for like 10 weeks.
That's a long time. That's a long cool down period.
Oh man.
I also had one time I was fucking wasted, and the same girl came in and ran, and like we had this door in this apartment that I lived in that was off the hinges. Like it got taken off the hinges at like some party, like a fight happened and it got bashed, and so we just put it like
Rested it up against
instead
it
of putting
on the
dropping
hinges.
a new thing in, we just like rested it up and would find the teeth to fit together
like
and
a
then,
movie set.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
make it look right.
and so it would close, but if you opened it too fast, the door would fall onto the bed that I slept in because it was right in front of the. So she comes in drunk, and I'm wasted, and she's drunk. She comes in, she jumps on my stomach, and I just pushed her out of the way and was like, because she punched me in the hard, it jumped on my stomach. So that was a horrible, but that wasn't sexual. It was just
A moment.
a horrible situation.
Frank, what would you do if Genevieve called you the wrong name and it was like an ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, I would have to take a time out, and yeah, I mean, I want to say that, I mean, whatever stuff happens, but I want to believe I wouldn't overreact. But yeah, if it was bad, if it was almost like, you can kind of tell the difference sometimes, I want to say. But yeah, I would probably
Difference in what?
like in the tone or intention. Granted, at the time, it must be tricky, but yeah, I want to think
Apparently
that I
this
would.
has happened already.
I know, right? But I want to believe that, yeah, I would just take a moment to like not just react. Yeah.
I feel like you guys make me feel crazy. I don't think I would care. I don't think I would care. I feel like if you're boning, I don't really care if you fantasize, if you're pretending I'm somebody else. Even my wife.
I don't care
don't think
about
I
that either, but that's why I said it would
Maybe I don't
depend
wanna
on the
hear
name
it.
that comes
Exactly.
out. Because if it's
Exactly.
like, if you're fucking fantasizing about someone that I fucking see or deal with, or one of your friends that I know, and then it just becomes a weird thing.
Do you know any guys that your wife has had sex with personally?
Yes, but not really.
Okay.
Like I've met ex-boyfriends, but they're not in my ethos. I just have met them, you know what I
Right.
mean?
What about you?
Same, but yeah, she doesn't keep in touch with any of them.
Well, that's weird. Like you do a show with two guys that have had sex with your wife.
I know.
Oh, really?
It's interesting. Yeah. Same time.
That explains why she was going Todd 10.
And
Todd
that's
10.
not. And that's
Just
not
going back
even.
and forth.
Just going back and forth.
DT, DT, DT. Yay! She does that.
With her big fat body.
Oh, man.
She's like, I'm going to fucking have them squirt health food all over me and eat it off.
Give me that quinoa on my tits. Shoot that quinoa.
Oh, man.
Eat the tofu out of my pussy.
Gross. What's the grossest
Yeah.
thing to eat out of a vagina?
Tofu.
Probably.
I'm going to say spaghetti and meatballs.
Well, I love spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, but
I love pussy too, so to me it's a win-win.
it'd be grosser to eat pussy out of spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, my God.
Like a cutout pussy.
I'm so tired and weird.
I know, man. This show is going off the rails.
Should we end with one more question?
Sure.
It's a good one for you. It's actually like a thought-provoking question.
Oh, great.
Question for Todd. My wife and I occasionally look through my 12-year-old son's phone internet history to see what he's been looking at. We saw that he is trying to find porn. We've put whatever parental blocks we could, but he has found ways around it. Have you had the talk about porn with your son? It's a fucking uncomfortable conversation to have. Any tips? Just the tips.
Yeah, I have. I have had many talks with him. And
What age was the first one?
He's 14 now. Probably when he was like 11 or 12.
okay.
Yeah, maybe 11. 10. 10 was when he started asking me things like, I have this weird feeling sometimes when I look at the girls in my class. You know, so I had that talk with him.
That was brave of him. I can't imagine doing that to my dad.
No, I know. I was like, okay, let's fucking talk about it. He's super forthcoming. And we had talks about it, honestly. And when I don't want to divulge all of his privacy, you know, but when things started happening for him, he came to me and told me and asked me questions. We had long talks about it. When he was 10, I bought him a deck of Playboy centerfold cards so that they're appropriate in the sense that you're not seeing fucking
It's tame-ish.
the human
Right.
anatomy. You're seeing well-lit, touched-up pictures of beautiful women, and you're seeing their boobs and stuff like that. And I said, you know, these are yours. These are for you. That's private time for you. You don't need to tell mom, da-da-da. And I bought him a little lockbox, and he's like, Lola goes into his sister goes into all my stuff all the time. And I'm like, there's a false bottom on it. I'll teach you how to use it. You put fucking guitar picks, whatever you want on top, and then she would never even know to open the thing to get to the bottom. Keep them in there. They're for you. It's your own privacy. Explore. You have any questions, whatever. And his first reaction was like, I don't think I'm ready for those. I'm like, okay, well, here they are. And they're in here. And whenever you want, they're yours. It's okay to want to look at women's bodies and stuff like that. And as he got older, I was like, I had to have this talk because I do trust him, because he's told me a year or two ago, like recent as 2 years ago, we were playing this game online and then this thing popped up and it was like anime porn. And so I shut it off and I'm like, okay, cool, you know? And I said, well, here's a good time to talk about this stuff. I'm like, the internet is not realistic of what sex is.
That's
I was like,
important.
people are paid to do that. They're trying to make money to shock people and
It's a
sell
job.
to sell the stuff on their sites and this and that. I was like, that's not what's normal usually between people, and it could be, but you know, you'll be much older, you won't have to worry about that now. I'm like, but I do have to ask you to police yourself. If you see something that's jarring or scary to you because of what's going on, you can talk to me about it and we'll discuss it. And I'm like, but if you're feeling uncomfortable about stuff, you need to shut it down. And I know you're going to go to your friend's house and you guys are going to look. I know it's going to go on. So, like, I know from my own, you know, I'm telling them, like, you ever read National Geographic? I'm like, I was in that book every day when I was like 5, knowing what I'm doing too, like what I'm looking for. So, yeah, have the conversation. It's going to happen. So better to have them on your side and feel like you are a resource to go to rather than someone to hide. So, like, I had blocks on the kids' phones when they were super young so that they wouldn't happen upon anything that they're not ready for. And as he started getting curious, I'm like, I'm going to take the block off, and you got to know that you might see shit that you don't understand or that you're not going to want to see, and that what the reality is of sex and what show business sex is, you know? So yeah, that's my advice. Like, just, I would say, talk to the kids about it.
Would you, like, if you said he's 14 now?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably watching porn now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you care?
No.
At all?
As long as it's not like, you know, he's not watching fucking killing porn. You know what I mean? Like, as long as as long as it's above board,
right.
You know, like, I have no problem with him watching it.
Is there any kind of porn, aside from killing porn, that you'd be concerned about? Like the throat fucking videos, or like...
I've talked to him about that, not in specifics of that, like, but I've said there's shit that I don't like to see. And there's niche stuff that is, like, not cool to see. Like, you know, so, you know, and I've told him, like, you're going to see things and orifices that shouldn't be in the way that they're this and that. I was like, you just I got to trust you to.
It's got to be so hard to navigate in this day and age.
And I told him the difference, too. I was like, when I was a kid, we had a magazine. You saw a couple of pairs of tits. You jerked off, and you hid it under a rock and told your buddy where it is.
And
you know what I mean?
maybe come high school, there was like a video that circulated.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, you see your first porn? I was on a VHS, and I was like, you know, 12 years old, and some kid his parents had Debbie Does Dallas or some stupid shit like that, you know? And I'm like, when we watched it, and it was weird and fucked up, and I immediately said to all my friends, I gotta go use the bathroom, and I fucking went to
like,
town.
yeah, me too.
And there was a line for the bathroom. I'm like,
Nice.
It's all natural, it's all normal, it's your fucking body, this and that, but you have to understand you live in a crazier world than we did when I grew up as far as availability, and people misuse that availability.
I remember so clearly the first time I saw a dick go into a vagina. It was I think the film was Inside Secca. Secca was
Sika,
like a big...
Yeah,
is Secca, is that what it is?
I always thought it was Sika. It might have been Secca.
Sika, whatever it was.
Seka.
But I remember just being like, whoa, that's how it happens. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And my best friend's brother...
fucking is awesome.
Right. Yeah. My best friend's brother, he didn't have sex, but he played it off like he did. He said, sex is when you take a whiz in a girl.
Oh, my God.
That was his exact quote. So take a leak
whiz.
inside a lady. When did you watch your first porn, Frank?
I think I was about 12 or 13, and I've been trying since the last show when this topic popped up. I've been trying to remember the name, and I can't remember because it was such a weird porn. I just remember there was one scene, and it was, I guess there was some type of cult or something, some type of Egyptian cult. So this guy is doing this chick who's bent over. He's doing her from behind. She's bent over, and as she's bent over, she's eating another chick's pussy. And you know they're going at it, and once he came, he like stops and he said something like the volcano has erupted and walked out of the room.
I say that every time.
Yeah.
And it's just like I've been trying to remember because I would love to watch that thing now.
Have you tried Googling it?
You know, I haven't.
Like go on YouPorn and look up the volcano has erupted.
Yeah, just
I've
keywords.
done that, like, and found, oh shit, I saw this shit when I was 13, and this is the first time I'm seeing it.
But I do remember my first Playboy issue was the one with Sharon Stone on the cover. It must have been like a 92, 93. And,
see, in mine, the big one was the Bo Derek issues.
Oh, really? Yeah, I heard about
I'm
those.
older than you.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I do remember my first porn magazine, but I can't remember. And yeah, it was one of those things where like this kid in my neighborhood had a VHS, and he was like, "Hey, you know, who wants to come over and watch
this?" This is why I wish we had a female here right now, is because I wonder if they want to see dicks as bad as we want to see them.
They do not.
Apparently,
I don't
they don't.
think they do. I know. I mean, I get it too. Like, dudes are ugly and dicks are gross.
Right? Yeah, like.
Aesthetically, women are gorgeous and
It's like art.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
art.
yeah, absolutely.
And
All
men are
different
just-
body shapes of women. All of it is beautiful in different ways.
Men are
and-
just like gross, hairy rapists in the making with things
Brutes.
hanging from their legs.
so much stuff should have been
Weapons.
trimmed off of us.
Weapons hanging between their legs.
Baby making weapons. Oh, my
Oh
God.
boy.
Baby making and reputation ruining weapons.
Speaking of that, how about Weinstein going away for a long time, probably?
Yeah, he ain't gonna go away for a long time.
You don't think? Why?
There's no priors.
Hmm.
All that shit matters, like in the sense that
It does,
if you
but
talk to, like, I have a buddy of mine who's an ex-con, and he knows the legal system very well. He's like, he's got no priors, he's got great lawyers, this and that. Like, he's got money still. He's going to do. He'll get some time. It'll sound like a lot.
what, 5 years he'll serve?
Right.
He'll be out in 2.5 years.
That'll be so fucking awful if that's true.
Yeah. That's the legal system.
It's quite flawed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still think it's pretty cool, the story about Brad Pitt confronting him.
Oh, yeah.
That I thought that Brad Pitt
Because of Gwyneth,
won.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. He was going out with her at that time, and
He propositioned Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right. Yeah.
He's
And
like, "You
Brad
ever
Pitt saw him at an
fucking-"
event and said,
Yeah.
I'll fucking kill you if
Yeah,
you do it
yeah, yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Handsome and knight in shining armor. How can you get any
Coulda
better
got-
than that?
He's perfect.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
perfect.
He's so perfect.
male. All right, let's end on the perfect male. 'cause I'm
Happy
running out of gas.
50th show.
Thank you.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday to
Happy
both
birthday,
of you.
Tim. Oh, thank
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Tim.
50's been good. Where can people find us one more time, Frank?
They can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Rareform Radio, and also on iTunes, where you can subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. I also want to ask, like, what topics do they like that we talk about?
Interesting.
Yeah, just to see what.
Send us some tweets
Yeah.
or messages and let us know what kind of stuff you want to cover.
Yeah, because
You guys have been sending a couple stories that we're going to work into the show at some point too. So
yeah, and
keep that
lastly, of
coming.
course, the YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/Rareform Radio, or just search us Rareform Radio and subscribe.
thank you guys.
Yep, thank you,
iTunes,
Dan.
Rate, review. Thank you,
Yes.
Todd. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
All right, later.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.